Our next question is from a listener named Finn, and he asks, what do you wish more people knew about CrossFit?
Finn, great question. I think what I would want people to know more about CrossFit is that, yes, it's intense. Yes, it's hard. Yes, there's some flaws in it, like anything else in the world. But the thing I wish people knew more about CrossFit is that it's preparing you and showing you that you can do hard things in a controlled environment, in a safe place, to build up confidence to do those hard things in other environments. It's teaching you that you can look at the board and see this workout and be incredibly intimidated by it and sell yourself short when you first see it. But then the clock goes and you get into the workout, and then before you know it, you're laying on the mat, covered in sweat, with a hard breath, fatigued and tired, and your thought goes to, I just did that. Oh my gosh, I just did that. And you get home, and the first thing you want to do is share it with people that there's this really hard workout and I did it. And so I wish people knew that more about CrossFit, that it's not necessarily about the movements. It's not about the high intensity. It's not about what your Fran time is. Like, these are all parts of it. But to me, the bigger thing of why I love CrossFit and why I think other people would enjoy it is because it's pushing you into something that you don't think is achievable. That is achievable once you start getting into it. Mm-hmm. It shows you that you can take on hard things and not just take them on, but you can complete them. It teaches you that you have self-limiting thoughts in your head, that you have these self-limiting factors that you may not have realized before. But when you're staring at a clock and you got this bar in front of you and everyone else is working out around you and you feel like you need to do it because you're part of a team and it's community, and you start to realize, wow, I did 30 more reps than I thought I was capable of. And you start thinking, where else in my life am I limiting myself? And it spills over to these other domains. Like, something hard comes up in a relationship. Hey, I know that I can do hard things because I have evidence of that. Now, like, how do I transfer that into this domain of life? Something hard comes up within a business. Okay, we faced a challenge before and we leaned into it and we got through it. Like, now I have evidence that I can take on hard things. So that would be my number one thing. And that's why I love the sport and continue to participate in it for 8 years now, maybe 9 years, is because of that. Like, I like the challenge of seeing something and going, oh, wow, I don't know if I can do that. And then doing that and going, like, stop selling yourself short.
Mm-hmm. Not only is it learning that I can do hard things, but I think my answer would be all the other lessons as well. I wish more people knew that CrossFit, especially when doing it the way that we were explaining to the first question to Jackson, like, CrossFit takes patience.
Yeah.
It really, and patience is a virtue that more people need in this world, so that it trickles into every area of your life, so that you can be patient in your home, you can be patient at work, you can be patient in your journey as an athlete. Like, CrossFit teaches patience. It teaches the importance of community, because even if you work out and do CrossFit in your gym, you necessarily don't start CrossFit in your gym. Typically you started it at a gym and then you chose at some point to create a home gym, right? Like a home garage gym or what have you. But you had some sort of introduction to it, and then you still have friends come over once in a while, or you have online coaches that you're connecting with, or you go to events or what have you. And so CrossFit is much bigger than just yourself and one person. It's really communal. And I think that that's what attracted me to CrossFit to begin with. I wanted to join a gym that I could be part of a class that was encouraging. And that, I didn't really know that was CrossFit. I just found a gym that had classes, and then it ended up being CrossFit. And now look at me a few years later, which is awesome. Like, I'm so thankful for that journey. But CrossFit teaches a lot of value when approached at with humility.
Yeah, I want to add on to this answer because it's something that I'm super passionate about, and it's aligned with Hope Not Nope's mission, but my life mission. The invention of CrossFit was not to be on ESPN. It was not to have these big competitions that these incredibly fit people are showing amazing things. That was a factor that happened because of it. An amazing factor.
Mm-hmm.
Like they changed the exercise physiology research, right? It used to be, no, cardio kills your strength gains. Well, these people just ran a 5K in a trail and then came out and deadlifted 500, 600 pounds. Like, if cardio is supposed to kill their strength gains, how come they're PRing both of these things? Mm-hmm. They changed the exercise physiology books. That wasn't necessarily their goal. Their goal wasn't being on a big stage in front of millions of people, but that happened. Their original goal was to combat chronic disease. Their original goal was to say, hey, we have this method of high intensity interval training with functional movements that are constantly varied, that has the known and the unknowable, to battle chronic disease. Because this is an issue in the United States that's not being handled. This is an issue worldwide that's not being handled well. Our current system is keeping them in a reactive system in which we're taking people that are in chronic disease, they're in the disease pond, and we're just throwing them floaties and saying, go ahead and stay there. We'll keep feeding you this and keep you in that. Where CrossFit said, hey, what if we can get people out of there? What if we can help people lose weight? What if we talk about nutrition? What if we talk about movement? What if we talk about all of these lifestyle factors that is actual health, that the healthcare field was not and is not doing? So they took that head on and they said, we're going to open all these different affiliates around the world in order to combat chronic disease. And we want the super fit people. We want the people that don't think that they can get rid of their hypertension. They don't think they can get rid of their type 2 diabetes. They think that they're going to get older and they have to have Alzheimer's or dementia because that's what happens in their families. Mm-hmm. And so for me, it's always been my personal life mission is to show those close to us that we have agency, that we're going to have things that happen, but we don't have to have a chronic disease. Like, we can get back to passing from natural causes of death. And the way that we do that is by how we live out our life. And CrossFit is the methodology of that originally took that on. So I wish also that people knew why CrossFit originally started was to combat chronic disease. And they've done an extremely, extremely good job of that.
And I wish that CrossFitters who are already doing CrossFit and that CrossFit as an organization remembered that that's their mission. Because I think that as anything grows, people within an organization, the head of the organization, can forget the original purpose. And not saying that every person has by any means, but that's something I didn't know for a while. But what a gift. Like, for me, having chronic pain and now not having chronic pain, like, a big piece of that was having the agency to go to a CrossFit gym and start this journey. And I hope that more people within the CrossFit community knows that as well.